Good evening. This is the Change. And tonight we're going to talk about Merrick Garland and his comparisons to John Mitchell, the Attorney General for Richard Nixon back during the Watergate scandal and what happened to him, and how Garland is teetering on the edge of corruption, and he could have a hard time digging his way out of this. First, I'll make you aware of who John Mitchell is. It's been a while, so I'll pull up his obituary, but it kind of gives you a little refresher on who the man was and what the man did and his sentence and so on and so forth. John N. Mitchell dies at 75, major figure in Watergate. Goes on to say, this is from the New York Times, blah, 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 blah. John Mitchell, President Nixon's Attorney General, who was jailed for his role in the Watergate scandals, died this evening at George Washington University Hospital after suffering a heart attack on a sidewalk in Georgetown. He was 75 years old. Mr. Mitchell, the nation's only Attorney General to be imprisoned, was the last of 25 Watergate defendants to go to prison, serving 19 months for conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and lying under oath. He left prison in 1979 and was disbarred. The scandal, of course, forced President Nixon to resign in 1974. We all know that Nixon resigned, but I was just giving everybody a refresher on what happens to you if you so choose to be dishonest under oath and be dishonest in front of Congress. And these whistleblowers see what the whistleblowers are saying and what Garland is saying is a complete contradiction. They do not line up. So someone is lying, and someone is lying under oath. And it doesn't look promising for old Garly Gar. Okay, here's the New York Post article. A.G. Garland grilled by senator over dozen sources with Hunter Biden criminal tips. This is by Josh Christensen and Stephen Nelson. I'm not going to play the clip because it's hard to listen to Merrick Garland talk because he's a dishonest human being. Senator Chuck Grassley interrogated Attorney General Merrick Garland over the Hunter Biden investigation Wednesday, revealing for the first time that over a dozen sources had tipped off the FBI and the Justice Department to potential criminal activity by the first son. Quote, recent lawfully protected whistleblower disclosures to my office indicate that the Justice Department and FBI had at one time over a dozen sources that provided potentially criminal information relating to Hunter Biden, not the Hunter Biden. Grassley told Garland during the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, quote, the alleged volume and similarity of information would demand that the Justice Department investigate the truth and accuracy of the information. Quote, accordingly, what steps has the Justice Department taken to determine the truth and accuracy of the information provided? Grassley asked. Congress and the American people have the right to know. Garland, who's 70, deflected, saying he had promised during his confirmation hearings not to interfere in the probe headed by Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss and, quote, "I have carried through on my pledge." Grassley later cast doubt on Garland's claims that the probe by Weiss, one of the few still serving U.S. attorneys appointed by Donald Trump, was truly independent. Quote, "Has the Delaware U.S. Attorney sought permission of another U.S. Attorney's office, such as in the District of Columbia or California, to bring charges?" Grassley asked. "If so, was it denied?" Garland goes on to say, "I don't know the answer to that," insisting that Weiss has been told that he is not to be denied anything that he needs. And if that were to happen, it should ascend through the department's ranks. And I have not heard anything from that office to suggest that they were not able to do everything that the U.S. Attorney wants to do. See, Grassley asked that for a reason. Has the Delaware U.S. Attorney sought permission of another U.S. Attorney's office, such as in the District of Columbia or California, to bring charges? If so, was it denied? He asked that to Garland under oath. He wanted that in the transcript. Grassley's a smart dude, man. He is a smart guy. He's not a spring chicken, so they say, but he's a bright man. And there's a reason he asked that to Garland. And so Garland denied that. He said, "I do not know the answer to that." Nor was it brought to the office and, through the chain of command or whatever he said. But Grassley asked it for a reason, because he's the guy that the whistleblowers talk to. Now, this completely contradicts what this one whistleblower is saying. From CBS News, Catherine Heritage and Robert Laguerre, two IRS whistleblowers alleged sweeping misconduct in the Hunter Biden tax investigation, new transcripts show. Two IRS whistleblowers alleged sweeping misconduct, including interference in the Hunter Biden tax investigation, according to the GOP House Ways and Means Committee chairman and newly released transcript of congressional interviews with the whistleblowers. I'm not going to go through the transcripts. Earlier this week, Biden agreed to enter guilty pleas for two misdemeanor tax charges that related to his failure to pay tax on more than $3 million in income. As part of the deal with the Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss, who was appointed by then-President Donald Trump and was kept in the position by current administrations to continue the probe, Biden will avoid prosecution on a separate gun possession charge. A Delaware judge must approve the agreement at a hearing currently set for July 26th. IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley, who recently spoke exclusively with CBS News' Jim Axelrod, told congressional investigators the IRS findings supported more severe penalties. This recommended felony tax evasion charges, that's 7201 is tax evasion, 72061 is a false tax return, also a felony, for the tax years 2014, 2018, 2019, and for Title 267203, which is a failure to file or pay. That is a misdemeanor charge for 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, Shapley said. The testimony we have just released details a lack of U.S. attorney independence, recurring unjustified delays, unusual actions outside the normal course of any investigation, Chairman Jason Smith told reporters. Testimony shows that U.S. Attorney of Delaware David Weiss tried to bring charges in the District of Columbia around March of 2022 and was denied. Quote, Weiss sought special counsel status from the Justice Department, that's Merrick Garland, in the spring of 2022 and was once again denied. Weiss sought to bring charges in the District of Columbia, or in the Central District of California in the fall of 2022 and had that request denied in January of 2023. Somebody is lying. Somebody is lying under oath. And last time I checked, I'll have to go through my mental Rolodex. You know, it's quite a mess up there. But the last time I checked, that's illegal. That's a jailable offense. That's a disbarment offense, an offense worthy of being disbarred. They keep preaching this we're fair and there is no two-tiered system of justice in the United States. And all we hear all day, all night is Trump, 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 Trump. But the media is starting to understand it's kind of a lost cause, continuing to back Biden on everything. I mean, everything. They're starting to get a little tired of it. You know, all the millions of dollars and whatnots that they have got to brush over anything Biden and his whole family has done. His whole family has done. And they're starting to see it's a lost cause. And you know, if they've got this much information, there's more. There's more. There's the audio and oh, but Trump has audio. Yeah. I'll cover the Trump audio too. I'm going to make it my point to show every single thing I possibly can that the mainstream media won't. And I give you my promise. I will give you the facts as I see them. Because you see, I had to root through 3 articles just to connect that. Because nobody else will connect the freaking dots. Nobody, man. None of those articles went through the whole thing and explained. John Mitchell went to prison for exactly what is alleged to be happening here. It's crime, man. It's corruption. And the American people are tired of it, dude. We're tired of it. It's not hard to uphold the law, especially if you are the Attorney General. Just uphold the law, man. Be fair. Nobody's asking for special treatment. I would never ask for that, not for anyone. But dude, you're just sinking your own ship, man. For years, nobody's going to trust government because of this administration. Nobody trusts the media because of what they've done for the past 10 years. Lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. It's over, man. It's time to just be honest. Be honest with yourself. I don't know how a person could look themselves in the mirror. Must be a lot of wine drinking or whatever going on in Washington. Because come on, man, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? Don't forget to follow me. Like my video, comment on my video. If you disagree with me, tell me why. Don't just say you're dumb. Tell me why I'm dumb. Tell me you gathered something else from the evidence I put before you. Just tell me that. and then we will have a discussion. This has been the Change. And tonight I am the organic mechanic. Thank you.